taking revenge. Oh, okay. This is different, right? I knew it when I heard the chastity girl losing her chastity and John herself. Oh no. Ah, okay. The living way na I kept going so Chang'an. Did I already taking revenge, huh? Did I already read this the first time? We sneak into the city, ox carrying goods. There were plenty of people coming and going. The streets here are wide, spacious enough to accommodate 5 cars side by side. I heard the Chang'ans, the capital of Ming Dynasty, and prosperous Fengshan region. However, with revenge burning in my heart and limited money and food, I had no desire to explore Chang'an. Can I check the flow chart though? Oh yeah, I can check it. Okay. Okay, so this is different. This is the person. Conclusion gun. Oh, what? So I didn't even reach the medium affinity yet. How can I reach the medium affinity though? Oh, okay, let's continue this. However, with revenge burning in my heart and limited money and food, I had no desire to explore Chang'an. I started searching for Yanhua Tower, and the second I got into the city, then I was kicked out by the servants guarding the entrance.
哎，去，出去！这里不是小女娲该来的地方啊！
大爷，别赶我，我只是想来打听些事情。
爹妈怎么教的你啊？哪有来这里打听事情的？
我就是找不到爹爹了，想打听爹爹的事。
嘿，那你更不该来这儿了。
怎么不该？让我进去问问吧。我没有钱粮，但是可以给你们做事。我会做饭，会扫地，我什么都能学。
哎，这里做事儿不要小娃子。哎，怎么跟你说的？快走啊！
The servants ushered me away, his face flushed due to frustration. Many of the guests around the entrance burst into laughter upon seeing this scene. Why did they laugh? I watched people around me burst into laughter and felt even more convinced that this place didn't seem like a good place. Right when I was about to leave Yanhua Tower, a woman's laughter filled the air.
笑死了，这都是啥世道嘛？竟能碰到这么小的女娃，讨这儿心的。
Woman walked out from the Yanhua Tower. She wore a gown that billowed like smoke, her hair falling softly over her chest, adorned with striking golden hairpin. This lady was perhaps the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. At that moment, she was looking at me, laughing like a mad, while gently waving the fan in her hand.
云姐，让您见了笑话，我这就哄她走。
Herbert was kicking me out, patted her, and quickly bowed respectfully to the woman.
别哄，你就不好奇这女娃子为何到这儿来找爹爹吗？
The woman known as Sis Yun smiled and stopped the servant from kicking me
3
out.
楼找一小间，带她上来和我聊聊。
Huh? Sis Yun whispered to the servant and turned around and covered her face with the fan as she slowly walked to the Yanhua Tower. I stared blankly at her. After a moment, I heard voices of the surrounding guests discussing as well as the servant urging me to follow him upstairs. I followed the servant to a small room on the 3rd floor. Sis Yun was waiting for me inside by the table. Finished a cup of tea and served me one while she gestured me for me to sit, had its elbow in front of
小
her.
姑娘，你为何来这里找你爹？
我想来这里打听一些我爹的消息。听说常来这的客人，大概是害了我爹的人。
哦，我们这儿的客人。
Stop talking. I didn't want to go into the details with her, so I lowered my
看
head.
来是有什么难言之隐呀。那给我讲讲呗。你不给我讲，要我怎么帮你啊？
I then told Sis Yun about what happened back home. Oh wait, Sis Yun? So this is the sister that she's talking about, or...? Our family suffered from disaster and didn't have any food. My dad left home to sell the family heirloom and our family could survive, but he never came back. I didn't go into details with her about what happened after that. I simply said everyone but in my family was dead. In the end, I burst into tears. When I was at the inn, Grandpa Chef never asked in details about what happened to my family, so I never told him. But as soon as I got here, I ended up telling her everything when Sisin asked. After sharing my family story so openly with others for the first time, I couldn't help but cry.
你这玩意儿 也是命苦。听了你说的这些后，我觉得你猜的不错，你爹大概就是被盗匪害了。今后你想留，便留在这里吧，每天为我做些事，我帮你打听些盗匪的消息，也教你点东西。
Christian heard what I had gone through and patted me on the shoulder. I wiped off my tears and nodded. I decided to stay in Yanwei Tower for a period of time. After that, I became servant of Shisyun. Every day I served her tea, water, run some errand. They were all very simple tasks. When Shisyun had some free time, she would occasionally teach me how to read, discuss the information she gathered when inquiring about the bandits, and even impart some life skills to me. Shisyun often said that I was too straightforward with people, that I shouldn't be so naive when I deal with others. She was also like this when she was first brought from the mountain village to Yanwei Tower. She always spoke the truth to everyone without telling a single lie. She said that sometimes you have to tell lies to achieve your goals. If it was indeed some bandit who killed my father, seeking revenge wouldn't be so easy. I would need to tell many lies to get too close to my enemy, then tell even more lies to gain their trust, and then their guard was down, betray them, and kill them. Sisyun taught me a lot of stuff and applied it to Liang. I listened to all of this and learned the art of deception and manipulation from Sisyun. I stayed at Yanwei Tower for a very long time, as long as I stayed at the inn. So this is the sis that she's talking about. 1 month, 2 months, 6 months passed in the blink of an eye, and I continued to work as an assistant for Sisyun. After 7 months, I began to suspect that Sisyun wasn't keeping her promise. There actually weren't as many bandits coming to Yanwei Tower as she had claimed. In fact, there was only a few throughout the year. Never saw her inquire about my father with those bandits. She only shared drinks and exchanged laughter with them. After the first month, Sisyun never brought up my father's matter again with me, as if she had forgotten all about it. Just when I was about to ask her, she suddenly came to find me one day in the 8th month.
啊，这个给你。
There she
你可以
goes.
去找你爹爹了。
Christian handed me a note that had words written the ink brush on it. On the left were the names of several cities, each followed the names of shops.
云姐，这是
I was confused and asked
前
Sisyun.
2年闹荒，那些盗匪出的勤快，杀的人可太多了。我若是一个个问他们，哪怕有哪个真的杀了你爹爹，不过我跟他们聊了聊，他们说呀，其实他们要是抢了东西不好卖出手的时候，就会把东西卖给当铺。我给你的字条上列了闪地一些黑当铺的地址，你自己去找找吧。
I see. I got what Sisyun meant. Dad left home with a family heirloom on him. If he couldn't find a good buyer, he'd definitely sell it to a pawn shop. The bandits robbed Dad. They couldn't sell the family heirloom easily. They'd sell it to the pawn shop as well. Regardless of the circumstances, if I found our family heirloom in any of those pawn shops, I could potentially uncover clues about my father.
谢谢云姐。
I held on to this note Sisyun had given me, feeling a renewed sense of hope bubbling inside of me. In the following year, I traveled to many cities in the Shan region, following the clues on the note. Find those dodgy pawn shops. I wanted to examine a lot of goods, but it wasn't easy to do so. Being young, many of the owners of these shops would chase me away upon hearing when I wanted to buy goods before I even get a chance to look. I often had to do odd jobs at nearby inns to earn money. Once I had saved up enough to deposit with the shop owners, I could finally inspect the goods. Sometimes if I looked at the goods but decided not to buy, the shopkeepers would bully me because I was a child and tried to take the money I had deposited with them. Chang'an, Fuping, Pucheng, and Weinan. I visited the dodgy pawn shops in those 4 cities, but I didn't see the family heirloom my father had taken, nor did I find any other clues. After searching those 4 cities, I returned to Weinan and went to the inn where Grandpa Chef worked. When I arrived, Grandpa Chef had just passed away. Oh, he had no children, didn't leave much behind. The innkeeper covered the funeral expenses and there wasn't much ceremony. The innkeeper told me that Grandpa Chef left me a pair of shoes. Oh, they were simple cloth shoes. Not worth much, but I could indeed replace the worn-out straw shoes I had been wearing. I put the shoes he left me and continued south, heading to the dodgy pawn shop in Huazhou City.
老爷，这里的当铺都卖些啥？我想看看有啥能买的货。
哎，去，娃子一边玩去。
我有钱， 我想去后面的库房把货都看一遍。
Took out the silver pieces and showed them to the pawn shop
不
owner.
行，有钱也不能给你这小娃子看。
那我若是什么都不买，到时候就赔给老爷1两碎银。
哦，你这小娃子该不会是想骗我吧？
我是当真的，我先把银子压在这儿，说话算数。
From the bundle, I fumbled out a tile of silver pieces and placed them on the counter of the pawn shop. The pawn shop owner cast a skeptical glance at me, then reached out with his chubby hand. Chubby? Had we really described it like that? And took the silver pieces and placed on the counter. He bit down on the silver pieces, testing its authenticity before finally seeming satisfied.
这年头，小娃子一个比一个怪。行，那你进去吧，看一会儿就得出来啊。
The pawn shop owner rumbled and such a chubby body. Stop describing him like that. Then grabbed a bunch of keys to unlock the door to the warehouse in the back. As the door was open, I didn't pay him any mind. I hurriedly dashed inside. The warehouse wasn't too big. There were only 2 shelves in it. There were various items on the shelves. Candlesticks, pipes, belts, and used books. Such as roach, jade, pendants, and earrings. These used items were covered in a layer of dust, with some showing signs of wear and tear or paint scratches. Some of them seemed to have dried black blood on them, indicating that they were indeed loot by bandits. Though abandoned in the dim pawn shop warehouse, they were unlikely to be cherished again. Many of their original owners were no longer around, and the store surrounding these used items came to an abrupt end. I examined each carefully, trying to find what could represent my father. Family heirloom, family heirloom, family heirloom. Where could our family heirloom Dad brought with him be? I scanned the shelves back and forth twice, but I didn't spot anything that resembled a family heirloom. But as I scanned for the 3rd time, I stumbled upon an unexpected discovery.
这是
I walked over to one of the shelves in the dais. There was a familiar item placed on the shelf. Pouch. This pouch looked like the one I gave to Dad. Slowly took down the purse from the shelf and examined it carefully. The purse was indeed the one I made for Dad. It was stitched by my own hands using the fabric from my dress, so there was no mistaking it. It was red with a light-colored character Anne embroidered on it because I wanted it to bring him safety. Knowing that he will never lose or pawn off the purse I gave him. Someone must have killed him and brought this purse here to pawn it off. I found it! I finally found it! I finally found the clue about my dad, and I have been searching for 3 years.
哎，小娃子，找到想买的东西没？
找到了。
找到了。哦，我看看。
Pawn shop owner took his chubby back. He stared out done describing him. Slipped into warehouse door. He saw me crying the instant he walked and still shocked. At the time, I was crying and holding the pouch with one hand while wiping away the tears with the other. I didn't know why I was crying. Perhaps I was crying for my dad. I could already be sure that Dad must have been killed by some bandit and Dad could never see him again. Perhaps I was crying for myself too. After searching for many years, traveling through many cities, and enduring so much hardship, I finally found a clue about my dad.
小娃子，你这是哭啥呀？就是买个旧荷包，至于？
I wiped away my tears and looked toward the pawn shop owner.
老爷，这个荷包是谁卖给你的？
你问这个干啥？
这荷包是我做的，原本是我给爹爹的。爹爹一直不回来，我们全家都死了。我想知道是谁把这个荷包卖过来的，是爹爹还是哪个坏人？老爷，如果你能告诉我卖这个荷包的是谁，你觉得不够我就赚，1年、2年、3年都给你赚。我一定要知道卖它的人是谁。
Tears streamed down my face, my jaw quivering uncontrollably. Yet I spoke to the owner with determination. I handed him the coin pouch tied to my waist. It contained the silver pieces I had diligently saved over the past few months. Sisyon taught me before that I must know how to lie to achieve my goals. But I didn't lie this time. Instead, I cried and told this owner everything. Afterward, the shopkeeper sighed and proceeded to ask me several questions in detail. Then he took my money and said that one day something serious was gonna happen since he was breaking the street rule, all while sharing the information I sought. Dad was indeed murdered by someone. The person who sold the pouch here was a bandit. He often killed people near Huazhu and frequently the shop to unload his loot. The owner told me a lot about that bandit, and that's how I found out the bandit's name. My sworn enemy's name is Liang. He was a bandit who roamed around the Shan region. He was constantly on the move, and often seen with a person named Tang, and he was in the Huazhu a month ago. Sold this pouch 2 years ago. He would come to Huazhu 2 or 3 times every year and stay for more than a month. He often took jobs from a guy named Yinsan. Liang. Oh gosh, that's creepy. Liang. I repeat his name dozens of times in my mind, etching it into my memory. I wipe tears on my face. My teeth bit into my lower lip, drawing blood. My nails dug into my palms, drawing blood. This bandit named Liang killed Dad, caused the death of my family, and became the sworn enemy of mine that I will hate for the rest of my life. Oh, that's just so sad. Liang, I must find you, lie to you, betray you, and kill you. Oof. Liang, seeking revenge on you is the only purpose for me to live on. Oh, no, that's just bodies of the star. Probably the body she made their home, seeking revenge. Far and I? Oh, that's just heartbreaking. See, there's still a lot up here to unlock.